A few weeks ago I took a calculus exam. Now, like some of you, I work full-time, study, and in my case I am married. And for whatever time that has not been consumed by those first three obligations, I've managed to find some way to fill them. And as I sat there after the exam and looking at my 57%, I thought to myself, well, why did I space math class out over several years of being at HCC? I really remember nothing. And then I thought, well, if I cut out showering and then eating, perhaps I'll have time to study. Finally I thought, well, thank goodness for the teacher for giving us these grades before the final day to withdraw from class. So as I debated throughout the day the merits of dropping the class, I began recalling some books that I had read. I used to make my office staff read part of these books before every meeting, and I'd like to take the next few minutes to share them with you. They are The Greatest Salesman in the World by Og Mandino and Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. In the opening chapter of the book there's a poem. I'm going to share that with you. This is a poem. It's called I Bargained with Life for a Penny. It says, I bargained with life for a penny, and life would pay no more. However, I begged at evening when I counted my scanty store. For life is just an employer, he gives you what you ask. But once you have set the wages, why, you must bear the task. I worked for a menial's hire, only to learn dismayed that any wage I asked of from life would have willingly paid. This poem speaks to the frame of mind that we all have. The poem puts forth that we must recognize that we are in control of our own destiny. And we must ask life for whatever we want, but we must be prepared, fully prepared, to live up to the obligations that our request entails. Do you want to be a doctor? You can do it, certainly can. Only thing is you must be prepared to give 16 hours of study in class every day for the 8 years required for you to get your degree. Do you want $1 million? Well, you can. You certainly can, but you must be prepared for the 80 to 90 hour work week that most new money millionaires have to work in order to achieve their success. The central idea of Think and Grow Rich is that as long as you can imagine yourself in the position, you can get there. But if you choose to imagine yourself in that position, you must as well imagine yourself doing all the things that that position requires, and act on it. This idea has been reinforced since this book's first publication in 1937, and its theory is often repeated as self-fulfilling prophecy, where you make a prediction of the future for yourself, and by making that prediction, you begin a chain of events that leads to its eventual fulfillment. Now, Og Mandino's book, The Greatest Salesman in the World, has 10 scrolls that it prescribes for the mastery of self. Now, these scrolls, they start as number 1, today I will begin a new life. Number 2, I will greet this day with love in my heart. 3, I will persist until I succeed. 4, I am nature's greatest miracle. And 5, I will live this day as if it were my last. The 6th scroll says, today I will be the master of my emotions. 7, I will laugh at the world. 8, today I will multiply my value 100-fold. 9, I will act now, lest my dreams and my plans be worthless. And 10, I will pray for guidance. Og Mandino is making a prescription to the attitude one must have to approach their goals in life. Where Napoleon Hill says, you must see yourself there and see yourself doing the tasks required to get there, Og says, this is how you should approach those tasks. He says, you must recognize first that you are a miracle, and wake up each day without fear, but love, recognizing that this day is apart from the previous day, and is to be taken as if it were your last. You will do everything you can to make sure your dreams come true, and do so in such a way as to improve yourself 100% each day. And you will start today, mastering all emotions that might get in the way, and start immediately. Back to my math exam. After I put a lot of thought into this class, knowing I had a failing grade, I decided I'm going to complete this class, and I'm going to complete it with a passing grade. I recognize that I'm going to have to put at least an hour every day into studying for this class, and set aside at least a few hours before each quiz and coming exam in order to pass. I needed to change my attitude towards this work. I do have time to do it, and I must do it, and I must start immediately. Happily, I can report to you that I just finished my third exam last week, and I got a B. I'm feeling pretty confident about the final, but I know that I have studying left to do. And I encourage all of you throughout your studies and further to look at these ideas and consider yourself objectively. There's a great deal that you can do if only each of us understands how capable we truly are. I thank you for listening to this presentation, and I wish you all good fortune and happy holidays.